Hey gang, so thought that might be time to do one of these. I haven't done one of these for a little while. It's just kind of a channel update to sort of say, hey, this is what's coming in the next few months. This is primarily a Star Citizen channel, so typically what you're going to get is a lot of my suppositions and predictions on what's going to happen in the Star Citizen universe, but I am going to be doing a couple things kind of differently coming up. So I thought that I might get into that. That sounds good. Let's get into this. All right, so first up, as you can see behind me here, we've got the trailer for Squadron 42 running. Of course, whenever they eventually drop Squadron 42, I'll be doing a playthrough of that. Still haven't quite decided how I'll do that. Of course, there will probably be some spoilers in it. If you watched my Cyberpunk playthrough, probably be real similar to that. I'll probably kind of cut out parts where I'm traveling or just trying to figure something out or doing something that's not super interesting to watch. And then I'll go from there. Until then, I'll definitely be doing kind of updates on like sprint watches, or if I feel that there's something out there that needs my opinion on it, then I'll be sure to throw that in there. Or if I just want to do wild speculation about something that interests me, you'll hear about that too. So Squadron 42, Star Citizen, not going away. I've said many times I'm in this until the project folds or I get tired of it. And so far I'm not tired of it. I know it's going through a rough patch right now with the release schedules, but game development is what it is. And I'll have a show on that coming up shortly. But let's move on. So I mentioned this a couple times. This is Satisfactory, which is another game that I play. And actually, I've been playing a bit of Satisfactory recently as I wait for the 3.2.4 patch to drop. I'll occasionally drop in, do some testing on 3.2.4, and then kind of be like, okay, my brain needs a break, and I'll play Satisfactory, which is chill in a different way and kind of engaging in a different way. If you've never played it, it's a very cool kind of build a factory game, but it's kind of got a sense of humor to it too. Coffee Stain Studios is the same ones that made Goat Simulator. Different devs, but same company. So it's got kind of a sense of humor to it. And a lot like Star Citizen, there's a lot of factory games out there, just like there's a lot of space simulator games out there, but nobody does it the way Satisfactory does, where you are walking around in first person and building this factory around you. Is pretty cool. So I will be doing a playthrough of that version 1.0, basically them going live. And I think they've been in production for 8 years. So almost as long as Star Citizen. They're going live in September 10th. So I've actually got the 10th, 11th, and 12th off, or whatever that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday is, to play this. I'll probably do a live stream most of the day on that Wednesday, and then I'll kind of do shorter episodes after that of, hey, look at this thing build, here's the story, kind of the deal. So Satisfactory, that'll be another playthrough I'm going to be doing. There is one other game out there that I'm kind of interested in. I'm trying to decide how much I want to give away of how much I'm into this universe, so let's go ahead and get into that one. Yeah, Space Marine. So you can see the enemies in this particular demo is Tyranid swarms. Difficult thing about this is I think only about 2 people that watch this channel would actually know this. My army is Tyranids, and I have an enormous army of Tyranids. Like, I think it's 40,000 points last time I checked. If you've ever seen my fleet in Star Citizen, 40K was kind of where I did that originally, where I just had a ridiculous number of things. One of the jobs that I had, well, like a side gig that I had in college when I was much younger, like I think 40K was in 2nd edition. I don't think 3rd edition had rolled out yet. One of the things I did for them, for a local hobby shop, was paint up 40K miniatures. They'd put those in the window and people would be like, man, I can get that. That's awesome. I want to get that. I'll just play this in the background since that trailer was a short one. But anyway, so I would put these little, they'd take my miniatures, put them up in the window. People would buy the miniatures thinking that they could be fully painted. and they would get like a little lump of lead back in those days when dinosaurs roamed the earth. But anyway, so Space Marine is kind of playing the faction that I like least in the 40k universe, so I might or might not play that one on stream. But if there's a significant amount of interest down in the comments, I'll actually play that one through and play the story, and you guys can look at that. And yeah, so that's just sort of what's coming up in the next couple months. Again, primarily a Star Citizen channel, but this is not an only Star Citizen channel. Yeah, and I'll approach it with the usual professionalism I do. Damn it. I think I've mentioned a couple times I've got a couple other side projects I'm kind of working on. For one, my real life job that I actually get paid money for. This has been rather hectic lately, so the content's been a little bit slow here, and the dev cycle, there's only so many things I can talk about while 3.2.4 and 4.0 are pending, but I'll be talking about a lot more once those roll out. This is another thing. During the pandemic, I got bored like a lot of people didn't have a lot of time to go out and see people and do things, so I decided to do a couple things I've been wanting to do for a while. So I don't know if you know about the Dark Sun world for D&D. It rolled out, God, in 1992, I think. Again, when dinosaurs roamed the earth. But I was in it for the early days, and then Athos.org rolled around when Wizards of the Coast eventually bought the D&D and the Dark Sun IP. And summarily put it on ice. And so a lot of us in the community or the fan club kind of kept it alive for a little while. They rolled out another version and then they stopped doing it again. So basically they do just enough to keep their IP active, I think. But anyway, I just kind of made fan rules here, and now I'm going through and illustrating it. And go fig, the thing ended up being 700 pages, but I'm also the artist behind it. So, yeah, I'm working on that in my free time too. If you want to see any of the art as I'm creating it, I put a couple episodes on when this channel was very young, just as kind of a, hey, this is stuff I'm working on. If anybody wants to see that, let me know and I'll do more shows like that. It was kind of like a Bob Ross vibe where I would just kind of work on my Cintiq here and work on art, kind of tell what my thought process was as I was working through it, and you could just kind of see the development as I was going through the art piece. That sounds interesting. Let me know about that in the comments. I might break that out into a different channel just because it's so different from playing games that would be hard to justify in this channel. But let me know if that's something that you'd want to see. If not, if I don't get a bunch of comments on that, then I'll just keep it to myself and keep busting out art. I'm trying to do 2 to 3 pieces a week so that I don't burn out. But yeah, that's about where we are now, people. So if that sounds interesting, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for dropping by. Catch you next time.